we're really excited about this next project, and I got a couple guys that might want to come up on stage and talk about it. Russ, you want to come up here, dude?
Yes, he does.
All right. Everybody, big round of applause for Russ Cundiff. Oh, and Milo Ventimiglia, you might know this guy. And a bigger round of applause for Mark Powers, the writer of Rest.
Let's give another one really quick from Mark Powers. This guy actually, like, blood, sweat, tears, 2 years, stayed with us. He had one baby and lived in the States when he first started this, and now he's got 2 kids and doesn't live in the States. That's how long it's been.
Man,
I also want to give a shout out to Josh Dialkov, which is personally one of our favorite writers, and this guy in comics, and just, you know, kind of echoing the statements that he was saying earlier.
Independent publishing is pretty fucking hard.
It's really
hard. So, Josh, what you were saying about kind of what he split, well, whatever he said about kind of like getting it out there to the masses and
asking for it and tweeting about it and writing reviews on Amazon, it would really help out a lot of artists, a lot of independent artists that are up and coming, and that's just a good move because
So make sure the stuff that you love by those independent artists, you guys are talking about it, you're writing, you're tweeting, you're doing all of that because it really gets back to those guys in a huge way, and supporting the independent artists and the independent kind of publishing companies.
It's really important.
Really important.
In fact, I mean, that ties into Rest. I mean, because part of what kept this project alive was the fact that people would not shut up about it.
Yeah. Oh, to the point where I'd see some guy walking out of a comic shop, you know, yellow bag, and I'm like, oh, what'd you get? Hey man, have you checked out Berserker? The guy's like, no. Are you still doing Rest? And it was painful for a little while, but we got the trade out. Super fucking stoked. Super stoked. Forgive me, sorry, I forgot this is a Top Cow panel. We use language here. For anybody that's under the age.
Oh, I warned everybody ahead of time. There was only one dude who said he acted like a kid. As far as I know, no children present.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got 2 things, and we're going to really talk about Rest primarily here. But at the signing after this, just so you guys know what the details are, as you leave here, there's going to be somebody at the door raising their hand back there who will have tickets. Please don't hurt Adam. I need him to volunteer for the rest of the show. The signing is going to be in the autograph area, which is near Artist Alley if you guys have been down there. We've got plenty of time set aside for the signing. We coordinated with New York Comic Con, so don't worry. Everybody who came and wants to participate in the signing is going to be taken care of. We're going to have Rest trade paperbacks in limited quantity. We're going to have the exclusive New York Comic Con Rest hardcover. This is the only place you can get this. And basically, we did it because Russ has some really bad photos of me that he was threatening to release to like 25,000 people that follow you guys on Twitter, so like 50,000, I don't know.
It's a fair amount.
Yeah, so those books will both be available. We will be asking you to pick one of those up. It's an awesome story, so it's going to be totally awesome. And we'll also have copies of Berserker trades and Berserker hardcovers, so if dudes tearing each other in half is more your speed than dudes that don't sleep, we got you covered. Yeah, and I think more importantly, now I know a lot of you guys are familiar with Rest because I see my Rest fan club down there too. How many of you guys have never heard of Rest? All right, cool. Don't be shy if you haven't. Okay.
Well, here's a question. What if you could take a drug where you would be awake 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year with 0 side effects? Imagine all that you could get done.
I want it.
In that time, yeah. Me too, honestly. I'm a pretty ambitious guy, you know, and there's a lot that I want to do and want to get out of life. And you have a question? It's an implant, man. It's in, you're on. That's it. No? You don't believe it?
When you get bored, you're screwed.
Yeah,
I would really.
Right.
There we go. Therein lies some of the problems. And that's basically the thing. This is, this is the world that Mr. Mark Powers built with the comic, was this idea that our guy, John Barrett, you know, he sees this as a great opportunity, but he gets caught up in some really, really negative, bad shit, you know. So he's caught in the peaks and the valleys of what the drug is.
Yeah, like any kind of drug like this, it's initially fantastic, you know, and he goes and he learns how to ride a motorcycle, and he, you know, has time for his photography, and
He gets buff,
and he gets huge,
jacked.
and then, you know,
Got giggles up front here. I love it.
and then, you know, dudes start pointing guns at him because shit gets fucked up.
Yeah, totally.
Mark, can you talk a little bit about not only like your take on the story, but also kind of the process of having, you know, like honestly, this project took a while to get out, and you know, I want to take a quick moment, you know, to thank Josh Blaylock and Stephen Christie and Devil's Due for starting, you know, kicking Rest off and being just really class acts when we and Divide came to them and said, hey, we'd like to, you know, finish publishing this book. Can you guys help us out? Can we work together? And you know, fantastic guys. It wouldn't have happened without them. But yeah, so talk about John Barrett.
Sure. Well, excuse me. You know, John is, you know, he's the classic everyman. I mean, he's like pretty much everyone here. You know, he's got a job he's got to go to every day. It's not a job that he necessarily likes. And, you know, he finds himself, you know, he wakes up one day and, you know, he's, you know, this is life, you know. I mean, you know, anyone who's got to get on the subway every day and get through this horrendous traffic and deal with this stuff that gets you exhausted even by the time you get to work knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, if you grow up, you know, as a middle-class person, you know, you're raised to expect that you're going to be able to have a fulfilling life. It doesn't mean you're going to necessarily be a big star, but you'll do things that you enjoy. You'll get to have a job that you like. You'll get to, you know, meet people that'll, you know, make your life interesting, and, you know, and all this stuff. And, you know, when you get old enough to be in the workforce and be actually doing this stuff, you realize that's not necessarily true, and it's especially not true these days. You know, so he's a guy who's, you know, who works